What's up, y'all? This is Smokey Black and Mrs. Smokey Black. We back on deck in full effect. We're about to get this thing started about a whole bunch of bullshit.
Ooh, yeah.
Now,
Hey y'all.
I don't know if anybody can recall, or we're gonna do a rehash. We did a podcast called
Oh my God.
Fake Family Members, right? And I was talking about my half brother.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna say his name. His name is Kyron Thomas. And he was never my brother from the start. Brothers don't do the things that they do. As far as backstabbing, being fake about everything was going on, plotting bad things about your marriage, ending your relationship with your spouse, lack of brotherhood. How you feel about that, Mrs. Smokey Black?
Well, all I can say in effect to that is we kind of knew from jump that it was a bunch of fake ass bullshit with them anyway. And we just kind of went with the flow. But I feel like this, whether y'all are full brothers, half brothers, step brothers, however the case may be, family's supposed to be family regardless. And that's how I feel about all of this. Like, families should stick together regardless of the circumstances. They shouldn't feel as though we envy them or we're jealous of them or we're hating on them because they got this, they got that, they got this, they got that, yada yada, woo, whatever. I feel like families should stick together regardless. And in this case, he's a whole bitch and he's a two-faced bitch, and that's all I can say about it.
If the audience don't know what my wife is talking about as far as him being a bitch, okay? Him and I have beef. Well, I don't have beef. At least not anymore. Because right now, I'm not even thinking about you. Matter of fact, I'm not even thinking about none of them bitches over there. Only person I'm thinking about that's in their house right now is my little nephew, which I'm pretty sure he's 5 or 6 years old right about now. I've been tight with my nephew from the start. If y'all don't know who that little baby is on the top of the billboard of my wife and my show, that's my nephew I'm holding. You feel me? I known that nigga since that little boy was born. I wasn't there during the procedure, him being here, but I've been there in that little boy's life ever since he was born, as well as my wife. So I grew a bond with my nephew. I didn't grow a bond with my oldest nephew because he acted just like his diva father. You feel me? Then, when I decided to have a bond with my little nephew, my little half brother envied that situation between him and myself, as far as his son is concerned. So then, since this little misunderstanding between his little fuck buddy, Dante Allen Smith, yes, I'm name dropping, which he calls himself Don from the Lawn, the same bitch that he met at his job at Whitlawn. Okay? When he was working, I'm pretty sure, at SAS, shitty ass services. Okay? Now, his little bosom buddy wanted to cause all this friction and conflict because, mind you, this little bitch ass nigga Don from the Lawn was living with his grandmama. Okay? Living with his grandmama. And he wasn't making no money. He's just a straight up goofy ass clown with big ass glasses, a fucked up fade with a fucked up ass grill, and breath smell like straight Dundalk trash. Now, because of his eneminess between my half brother and myself, he wanted to tear that shit up. That shit killed him because he can't get along with his brother. So he decided You stir up all this conflict, confusion. The list goes on and on and on. And all of a sudden, last year, we had a falling out again because of that bitch. Okay? Now, that shit blew over last year. Now, miraculously, I totally forgot I still was friends with my nephew on the PlayStation because I'm cutting off all ties to the other side of my half-brother's side. Unfortunately, he has my last name, unfortunately. By the way, the reason why I keep calling him my half-brother, because he is my half-brother. Now, it's not my fault that you were born out of wedlock, for one. Two, it's not my fault that my sperm donor, which I got beef with that whole ass nigga too, he decided to step outside of his marriage and to lay up and have a baby with a girl knowing damn well that he was already married. So my little half brother called me a bastard, right? So I'm enlightening the audience of who and what a half brother is, as well as who's the bastard. Now, me per se, last time I checked, I'm the firstborn. So what I can remember, and I know for without a shadow of a doubt and a fact, that I was born and conceived during my mother and father's marriage. Daddy stepped outside, mama stepped outside, so they both are hoes. So both of them are guilty as charged for all the sins they committed. Because at the end of the day, they gotta be judged for the sins they committed on the 10 Commandment laws.
Oh yeah.
Now, back to the situation with the reason why I wanted to do this podcast. I'm scrolling on my PlayStation 5, right? Now, my nephew and my wife is a testament to this story. This is no cap. I'm on the PlayStation. I get a group text from my nephew. I didn't expect it. It was like out of left field, and all of a sudden I'm conversation with my nephew. I'm like, damn. Oh, okay, all right, cool. He wanted to play Marvel Avengers. I don't have that. Oh no. For one, I don't like it. My wife has it. She shelved the shit. Evidently, the shit must have been trash to her.
It was some bullshit.
And me personally, I didn't want it because I ain't got no blood in the shit. So, like, fuck it, it is what it is. So I told my nephew, you know what I'm saying? My wife would tell you this, that I don't have that game. But I can play Aliens Elite with you whenever you feel like doing it. Now, I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm getting emojis. I'm up here scratching my head like, how the fuck did my nephew know about emojis at the age of 5? Unless either somebody trained him how to use the phone and use personal feelings or how he feel about certain things and topics, or somebody else was in that conversation. What do you think about that, Mrs. Smokey Black?
I feel as though like this. I feel like it wasn't nephew from jump. I feel like it was your half brother trying to be a jerk that we all know he can be because he feels like he's better than everybody. And I'm sorry, you ain't no better than the next person. But the part that irritates me about all of this is just because we choose to not talk to y'all because of y'all's drama and y'all's bullshit and y'all's whatever the fuck you want to call it. You want to bring the kids into it. The kids have nothing to do with it. That baby is innocent. He has nothing to do with what's going on between the adults. But they still seem to find a reason to bring him into an adult situation, which is bullshit.
Word. It's just, if the odds were reversed, right? And they tight with our kids, which they really don't know shit about our kids.
They really don't know nothing about our kids or our grandbaby.
You feel me? But we supposed to be drawn on to them. You know, this dude sat up here and say that I'm still thinking about him. I haven't thought about this man until today. Until I put 2 and 2 together that you blocked my nephew. You blocked my nephew from me. I don't have no beef with my nephew. The conflict stems from you. Envy the relationship I have with your son. You don't even have a relationship with your son, dog. You don't even spend time with your son.
No, story don't.
You don't even know your son. You know what I'm saying?
You get mad when your whole son try to have a conversation with you.
You feel me? Like, you don't want no rap and no ties with your son, but you get mad that I want to spend time with your son. I'm his fucking uncle. I'm not grasping the concept, but you rather have a dude that lust over your wife, that wants to bang your wife, nigga, that wants to have sex with your wife. You rather have that fool around your son than your own flesh and blood. I'm not getting it. Then you got a white boy named Josh, right?
Oh my God.
He's always underneath you as well as Dante, well as your wife. You feel me? I'm like, yo, I don't envy none of that shit. Because at the end of the day, I got brothers. I got brothers that's not even my blood. I promise you, if shit was to get thick outside of these streets, I promise you, my brothers that's not even my brothers will have my back compared to your whole ass. And at that, will your bitch or your wife, your water-head fucking wife, if shit was to get thick, tough guy, will that big-head bitch have your back? Oh no. That's the question. No. Right, that's the question. I know for a fact Mrs. Smokey Black have my back. 100%. 100.
All day.
Percent. So let me finish the story, y'all. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm listening to. By the way, shout out to Ticket TV and Casino for Life. Check them out. I'm listening to the story about LeBron James, and I'm up here just rolling. But something just told me, right, to hop on my fucking PlayStation Messenger. So I sent the picture to my nephew because I beat a game, right? And it was The Last of Us, okay? And I didn't get no response to my nephew.
What?
Right? So I'm like, come to find out, he's on my messenger, but he's not my friend. Like, how's that possible, yo? So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, hey, yo, this guy was just my friend like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? So I put two and two together, right?
Oh my
God. So I'm like, his faggot ass daddy blocked me. I know he out of sheer jealousy. So I text him, right? On Facebook, right? So I said to him that he was a real bitch for doing that shit. You gonna use your kid as a weapon, knowing that's the tightest nigga that I fuck with in your house. Your youngest son has more balls, like I said on Facebook. He has more balls than his own fucking daddy. Then I told him his music suck. Cause his music do suck. I'm not saying it just to be a real asshole or a jerk. Listen to his music, y'all. His name is what's his name? Romantic Nardi.
Well, yeah, Romantic Nardi.
That's the name of his shit, Romantic Nardi. Like, yo, his music is trash. He swear he can sing. He can't sing a lizic. He can't sing a lizic. He can't sing a lick, yo. But then when you call him out on his music, you know what he'll say? The gayest shit I ever heard in my life, suck my dick. Oh no. I'm a grown ass man, okay? I'm a grown ass man. I would never tell another man to suck my wood. Okay? For one, is very homophobic. For one. Two, who the fuck says that shit? Unless you have sugar in your tank. What you feel about that, Smokey Black?
Well, I thought from jump he was a fruit booty anyway because he got more feminine tendencies than a woman.
Meaning?
meaning he acts more like a female than any female I know. He doesn't show no manly tendencies. He doesn't show none of that. He gotta make sure his hair right. He gotta make sure his outfit right. He gotta make sure his shoes is right. That's something a female would do. I ain't never seen no dude make himself be stuck in a mirror for 15, 20 minutes, making sure his appearance is right.
Well, Pop was never around. Pop was never around. So the only person that raised him was his mama. So he didn't have that damn figure.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that's still not an excuse. I had my father in and out of my life, but one thing I vowed not to do was to act like a sure diva just because my daddy is not around. You feel me?
What people fail to realize though, okay, is in your case, you was more or less raised by the street. You was never raised by your parents. So, in your case, you had no choice but to become a man before you were a man.
Yeah, I had to do that shit when I was fucking 15.
Oh my God.
Exactly. You didn't have your parents to raise you. So you more or less had to raise yourself and let the streets raise you.
That bitch ass
nigga.
And
let's not forget about your grandmother.
Hell yeah, if it wasn't for grandma.
Played a big role in that too.
Hell yeah, that's why I love her to death. If it wasn't for grandma, I wouldn't be the man I am today, man. Like real shit. If it wasn't for grandma Sadie, she got me out of high school. She wanted me to go to college. I went to college. And I graduated. My main concern was graduating out of high school because I fucking hated high school. Only thing I wanted to do was just be in the street. You feel me? So, Cameron had everything. He lived in the county. He stayed in the county. And the nigga is from the hood.
What?
He forgot where the fuck he came from. I remember this whole ass nigga uttered, and I quote, I wanted his lifestyle. No, I ain't gonna say wanted. I want his lifestyle. What? I want his lifestyle? Are you serious? I'm jealous over him? Mrs. Smokey Black. Mrs. Smokey Black, how am I jealous over him, man? Break it down for me. You're my wife. Break it down for me. How am I jealous over him?
I'm still trying to, kind of figure out the answer to that question my damn self. Because last time I checked, right, we don't finance shit.
What? Oh shit.
We own our shit. And the only thing that we are financing is our car.
Oh, let's not forget that apartment.
But basically we only renting that too. All of its content we own. We own all of our electronics. We own all of our furniture. We own all of our shit. We not financing nothing but that car. And the only reason why we even financing a car is to establish our credit. Because we do eventually want to get our own house eventually.
Right. Instead of renting all the time.
So with good credit comes good things.
Word.
So how is it that we want any of their lifestyle? How you want to outrightly buy a house that already has a mortgage on it, but then you turn around and get a second mortgage on it to pay the first mortgage?
Right.
Where they do that at?
His faggot ass.
And electronics. Why would you want to finance electronics when you can just outrightly just buy them? Because if you financing electronics, your interest rates on financing will go through the sky for real.
Word.
Why not stop being such a cheapskate little fat boy and just outrightly own your shit?
Word.
Little bitch ass nigga.
We don't finance shit.
Like I said, the only thing we finance is our fucking car. And we're doing that for a motherfucking reason.
Y'all try to get me to start financing shit. First of all, nigga, I don't finance shit. Now, if I got the guap for that shit, motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking buy it. I'm not gonna establish no credit. First and foremost, I'm a black man. Niggas not worrying about no goddamn credit. Niggas worrying about survival. Niggas ain't worrying about, I gotta establish my credit. Nigga, you just told me you just finished paying off your PlayStation 5, ho. I'm like, today you literally told me that shit, bitch. I'm like, nigga, I purchased 2 PlayStation 5. And that shit was like 2 racks damn near. And I gave that shit flat out. So flat out cash. So how do I envy you, nigga? How do I envy you? Because everything is drawn to you. You wanna be like a celebrity, but you're not a celebrity. You want the celebrity lifestyle, but you working like 5 to 6 jobs as well as your big head bitch. Working like 25 jobs just in order to pay off y'all bills, motherfucker. I got a job, my wife has a job. So,
and we do this motherfucking time.
Motherfucking right, we do this fucking fine. We don't fucking finance shit. We only finance 2 things. The roof over our head and that goddamn vehicle that's moving to and from.
Yep, pretty fucking much.
Then your faggot ass envied us about us customizing that piece of shit car that was bought from your boy that you recommend, right? So we put in extra money to customize a fucking piece of shit car that was bought in the shop. The car looks totally different compared to when we got the shit from the shop, nigga. We customize the rims, we customize the body, we put a motherfucking spoiler on that bitch, we put LEDs on that motherfucker, we put the LEDs inside the motherfucker. What the fuck do I envy your faggot ass for, bitch?
Oh, and last time I checked, right, when we started decorating our car to make it look like something, I remember a certain individual saying, oh man, I want to do that to my car too.
Man, bro, I like that sticker, bro. Did you do that shit, man?
Yeah, your sister-in-law and I did that shit in the parking lot.
Man, I always wanted to do that shit, bro.
The on our car that we did not do was our big ass door stickers.
And we did that shit perfect. We did that shit perfect.
Only ones we did not do was our door stickers. That's because they was way too damn big and I didn't want to fuck them up.
Exactly.
Man, I wanted my shit to look like that.
The professionals for that one.
I wanted my shit to look like that too, bro.
So you know what I decided to do? I had P-Game though. I had the same sticker that's on the front part of our car, honey.
Yeah.
I wanted to give that extra sticker to his faggot ass. Because
I wouldn't give that bitch nothing.
That was during that time when we were talking. But But he was like, thanks, bro. But he fucked that all up. See, when I want to do something, when I have a creative mind, his bitch ass always want to steal. Just like when we went to Ocean City. Remember when we went to Ocean City for our honeymoon, right? Remember when we went to go get them shirts?
Yeah.
What did his faggot ass wanted to do?
He wanted to get the same shirt you had.
Exactly. Half the niggas he don't even know.
He got the shirt spot, create that one for you.
Exactly. He don't even know half of them rappers that's on that motherfucker. But he wanted the same shirt as me. Right. Cause I asked this bitch ass, can you name the rappers that's on that shirt, bro? He couldn't name all of them.
Nope, sure couldn't.
I can name every single rapper that was on that goddamn shirt. And I can show you the shirt and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was the one that picked the goddamn shit.
Yeah? Cause it was a big choice between the East Coast and the West Coast rappers.
Cause you picked my Harley Quinn shirt.
Yeah, that shit was hard too. Yeah, we had a ball with that shit though, yo. But
I mean, granted, yeah, we had a blast while we was down there, but at the same time, though, we had our gut feeling that the whole entire time we was down there, it was all fake feelings anyway.
Ooh, yeah.
word, because it seemed like when we asked them about the money, right? They gave us a false ass narrative. Oh, you don't need to spend a lot of money, blah blah. Ooh.
Yeah, all right.
Come to realize, since we envy them, right? They spent all of their money. Big Baller spent all of his money, right? So you know what he wanted to do?
Man, I need some money for parking, bro.
But you Big Ballin' though. You Big Ballin'.
That's when we paid for parking.
Yeah, that's when we paid for parking. And his whole ass wanted to go to every particular spot on the fucking boardwalk. So who's the fool now? My wife and I still had money after we left for our honeymoon. What about y'all motherfuckers? Y'all didn't even have no money like that to go get no food.
We still had money like that when we was done with down there. And I got paid again that week when we got back. So,
man, I just don't get it, yo. Like,
but the moral of the story is, though, like, the whole factor of involving innocent children in adult business. To me, that's very disrespectful, very rude, that's very misleading to a child. Because we all know, regardless of how old a child is, they still sponges. So they want to absorb everything they hear around them. And for all we know, they could be sitting there talking hella shit about us around our nephew and having our nephew look at us sideways, not really knowing the whole scenario. So there's a whole moral that just pisses me off, that you involve an innocent child when that innocent child had nothing to do with the adult situation that took place. And he was a little bitch ass faggot for involving a 5 and a half, 6-year-old child in adult business that he had no business doing. Like, real shit. That's why children grow up the way they grow up now, being disrespectful and not having no morals for anything because of what they grow up around.
Isn't this kids on recreational drugs and alcohol and shit?
And then it gets worse because as the kids get older, that they don't have the home training that they need to help them live in this shitty ass world that we call whatever the fuck. Then they end up turning into the vine of crime. Then we end up hearing about people being shot, stabbed, beat up. And sometimes they all be young ass kids. And the reason why? Because they don't have the home training. Or they deal with a bunch of bullshit at home. So they think, okay, I'm going up to take some shit to the streets.
Speaking of taking it to the streets, let me tell you how much of a punk that this tough guy is. He's tough towards me though. He's real tough towards me because I'm his brother, right? Let me tell you how tough this guy is. Okay. Now, let's just take for an example his oldest boy, right? I'm working downtown, okay, and I get a phone call from Kyron, okay. He was like,
man, your nephew got a beef in school, man.
I'm like, yeah. Who is it? Who the nigga?
Man, it's some kid he go to school with, man. And you won't believe who he beefing with. Why, man? Why is he beefing with this dude, man? Let me tell you why he beefing with this dude, man. He beefing with this dude because of some brush that I bought. A very expensive brush.
Nigga, how much is a brush? Last time I checked, a brush is like what, $9-10 for a brush? How much fucking weight you need in your head, nigga?
Oh my
You know what I'm
god.
saying? Like, goddamn, like, waves should come natural, nigga. It's called grease and water. Grease, water, and just keep brushing that motherfucker, nigga. So next thing you know, the beef got so bad that they was gonna bank my little nephew. Like a gang of niggas was gonna beat the holy shit out of this nigga. Right? So, the type of crazy nigga I am, because I don't give a fuck. My wife will tell you I don't give a solitary fuck. Anytime I chase a nigga with a shotgun, I don't give a fuck. I said, nephew, won't you come to my house so I can show you some moves and shit so you know how to handle yourself just in case. You know what I'm saying? Alright, you think my little gay ass brother bothered to want to help his son? Hey babe, what did Kyron get his son?
It was a pocket knife.
A pocket knife. You sure it wasn't a pocket knife I gave to his daughter? You sure? I think it was the same pocket knife I gave to his daughter that I literally gave her instructions if she had any issues with men, right? Now, if anybody was to take advantage of a woman, right, only thing you gotta do is stab him in between his thigh and twist that bitch. In between his thigh. He's not gonna die, but he's gonna feel like he's gonna fucking die. I remember giving her that knife like a long time ago, probably like 2-3 years ago. That's probably the same fucking knife that he gave his punk ass son.
Probably. It probably is.
Now, I gave him an offer so I can show him some kickboxing lessons, right? You think my nephew took that offer? And I bet my wife, I'm like, honey, he's not gonna come here.
Nope, and he surely didn't.
He didn't come. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. They whipped his ass, he whipped his motherfucking ass. But to my understanding, you know what they was doing? They transferred that little boy from the county to the city? They transferred him from the county to the city.
From the city to the county.
Oh, my bad. From the city to the county. I really don't know what the fuck is the difference. Anyway, you look at it, that's a bitch move. I'm not relocating because I got a beef with a kid because of something stupid like a brush.
If that had been the case, then I'd have been relocated multiple times. Because I stayed having issues when I was in school. But you know what I did? I handled my business.
Right. I dig it. I ain't never had no problems in school. Much as I hated school, I ain't had no beefs with nobody in school.
See, unfortunately, in my case, I didn't think I was going to have no issues neither until people found out what my maiden last name was, and people used to make fun of my last name.
Right.
So then that's when I started having problems. But you know what? I didn't resort to changing schools or anything like that. I did what I had to do.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I was to get into a beef with anybody in my school, I'm going to deal with it. Like it is what it is, yo. Like,
I'm not gonna run away from it. I'm not gonna let my children be punks neither.
Right, you feel me? Like the fuck, like the nigga, you want to be tough towards me, but where's the same energy when niggas want to whip your ass, bro? You know who you was looking at?